that brake is a little out of adjustment there, so we're going to use a 5mm hex or Allen wrench to go ahead and adjust it. We're going to loosen it up. And kind of get it in place. I'm just going to hand tighten that hardware there. I'm going to check the other side to see how close it is. It looks like it's pretty good. So now I'm just going to tighten this up, making sure it stays in place. If you're having a hard time keeping it in place, you can also go ahead and squeeze the brake, and that'll also help you keep it in place a little bit. You don't have to over tighten, otherwise the brake pad may start to move on you. Just need it good and snug. Now the second part of this adjustment is getting both sides of the brake to actuate correctly. So you're going to notice as I'm squeezing, this side of the brake is moving and this side of the brake is not. This doesn't lead to even braking, it can lead to noise, and it's not good to have. So we're going to go ahead and grab our Phillips head screwdriver, and we're going to adjust the tension screws that are at the bottom of the brakes. You should see a Phillips on each side. They are identical on both sides. So the side that is not moving, we need to add tension to. So in order to do that, we're going to use our Phillips and turn to tighten the screw at the bottom. We're going to do this in 1 turn increments until we get our braking evened out. All right, you can see that it's starting to actuate the other side of the brake now. And we're going to go ahead and give it another turn. And it's starting to equal out for us. All right, looks like we have good actuation on both sides now. If you need a little bit more, you can always give it just a little bit, and that'll help even it out. So now I'm checking my brake pads to make sure that they're in the right place now that the actuation has kind of equaled out. And we're going to give them just a little bit of adjustment with that 5mm Allen wrench again. You want to make sure that the brake pads are lined up so that they hit the rim, but they don't hit the tire. All right, so it looks like our front brakes are pretty well adjusted. Good equal movement on both sides. It's touching the rim and not the tire. We should be good to go. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and look at the rear brakes and make sure that they're good. So we're going to go ahead and squeeze the lever a couple times, make sure that we had good movement on both sides. And this one's pretty good from the factory, but in the event that you do need to adjust anything, refer back to those instructions that we had in the front. You can use a 5mm wrench and insert it into the hardware and line up anything if need be. So I'll just adjust that a little bit just to straighten it out. The adjustment screw again is at the bottom, so if you need to add tension or reduce tension, do it 1 turn at a time with a Phillips head screwdriver. And checking on this side, just make sure everything's tight, and it is good. Check tension 1 more time. Looks to be pretty good. Getting a little bit more movement on this side than the other side, so I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of tension to this side over here just to balance it out. All right, looks pretty good now. Looks like we're all set with the brakes.